whole weekend.
So that was
Kind
like
of
16th century.
enjoy the secondhand observation.
So like this lands connect in a feminist fashion, right? So all this slashing and stuff, right, starts to develop. My understanding is after the lands connect were given sumptuary law exemption by Emperor Maximilian. So before there were laws late in the medieval period that prohibited people below a certain rank from wearing certain cloths and fabrics. So that because they didn't want the new urban middle class to get mistaken for nobility.
No, it's not.
So
So
if you're a rich merchant, like
and there
it's illegal for merchant, right? If you're less than a count,
yeah, this one
can't wear this many sets. And so Maximilian gave these mercenaries who he was trying to raise exemption from sumptuary. So they could wear whatever fabric they wanted because they were going to die. Right? And the legend is that they would take fabric from dead enemies and make their costumes out of them with all this slashing. And so, like, these mercenaries kind of really popularized this slashing and
But I had to relieve Jack, so he
and wearing the daggers and like across the groin. So they're these Swiss basillards. So it's a kind of long short sword that hangs down. You just wear it straight in front of you. There were Bollock daggers. They're called Bollock daggers because they look like balls and a penis on the grip, and you wore it straight in front of you, and you're walking around with yeah, so that's a cat's bulger. But yeah, they're doing it in the same kind of manner to emphasize their virile masculinity, which is this huge shift from 150 years earlier, right, where they're really trying to
stone embedded in
yeah.
So
So it seems like you're super uncomfortable.
and we don't know what would have been.
Uber anti, yeah.
Versions of these that we're using in the print.
Totally. Yeah, and so this one has a very similar guard, and that is kind of
Yep. Yeah, those are good.
yeah, oh, totally.
Moon brand.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
They're really the ones that we want to avoid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These two?
Yes, exactly.
Not this one.
Right, this is much later. This is a modern grip that's
Oh.
but the cross guard is sort of like this one are not modern. The pommel of the
This is right here. Sorry, there's one more covered up.
But wait, there's more.
Oh yeah. Surprise.
This one has just keep coming through. So this is the one that I was telling some of the guys about. So this is the Spanish broadsword that has been re-hilted onto a saber guard. So this sword predates the guard by maybe a century.
Is the hilt French?
It's so the French aesthetic of the 3-bar went everywhere, right? You had you had like a period of over a century where like France is the most military proficient
Looking at your hoodie there, I went
country,
to school in Belgium.
and their styles
So,
of warfare expanded
I
to
didn't,
like
I
all
don't
of the
remember
colonies
offensive
as well as a lot
association,
of the
but I was
surrounding
kind of busy.
army.
I
And
don't
you
know if
see
it
that
existed,
in
what would that be, 40 years ago?
this
35 maybe.
3-bar design, like it's like
So-
vaguely reminiscent of what you would see.
There was
with,
no
like,
hemo
the,
anywhere that
French
much.
cavalry sabers. Oh yeah. It's wild though. It feels really good.
Yeah, in this high Gothic period, totally. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They're extremely bulky. That hurts. Right? Yeah. Right. Yeah. It's a pressure point. Yeah. So those ones, this German, this is so. Gauntlets a bit earlier than this tend to end here, right, and to have more of an hourglass shape. So they get wider. They come out over a separate vambrace that comes down your arm. These ones, right, start to build some of this wrist protection into the gauntlets, and then there's a different articulation between the elbow and the vambrace to this. You can see this hole right here, right? This is probably a not a rivet for leather, but it may well also, it may have been sort of leather, but it may also have been a spring. So you have a spring post that links your armor together and locks it by this point. Yeah, it's super slick. And so like a little while after this, even, you start to have like, they called an Almain collar. So it was a neck armor and chest armor that was fully articulated place that went up your neck all the way, and then your helm connected onto this and could spin on it. You can turn and move your whole head, and arm armor is fully encased, and so your shoulder armor was connected to your rear brace so that it had a hinge in it so it would spin and turn, which was super cool. Unfortunately, it was also right at the end of armor being a really good idea because firearms were getting a lot better. And for armor to be, armor is effective against firearms, it just has to be heavier, right? And so it started to get less heavy. But like these, when you pick these up, like this weighs a few ounces. Right? It's so thin because they're just protecting against essentially sword cuts and spears, and those will move off of this sword.
So in the clamshell idea is not,
No.
because that's got the joined
Oh, totally.
fingers, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they take it. This guy's like,
Right.
use your moments or that I don't want to.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking about the words and I want to get rid
Exactly. And like these were super expensive. Like this armor, like whoever this was German nobility of some kind who had estates that they were sufficient that you could buy armor. So
Yeah, I was
like
gonna say,
armor of
I
this
don't want to
quality,
like a
like
fabric
in
sensor,
today's
but like you pick that up and you go, this is why the Germans love fabrics.
right? So like, this is he really, and he would have had a military unit with him who supported him and worked with him. We have 6 men, and it's called a lance. So you have your knight, you have at least another man at arms, maybe a squire or whatever, that's just a rank. Another man at arms who is at least partially armored. The knight is fully armored. Then you have a couple of archers, at least if you're English, a couple of crossbowmen if you're French.
French and Italian.
Yeah, French and Italian. And then you have also, like, basically your pages and your helpers who carry all of your stuff, who put your armor on you, who direct you in the right direction, who care for your horses, because you have to have at least 2 horses,
I know that.
because you have a
Yeah.
courser, that's just for riding.
When I first saw that one,
Which is
Actually going. So it's really like you're a military unit that's really similar to
A word card.
tank
It's so
group.
good.
Today, military, right? You have mechanics, you have the gunner, you have the
Some swords are just
tank
swords,
captain.
and then
The other
Yeah, and it costs really
start to see early
the
on, right?
logistics tail
Yeah.
for muscle powers.
Exactly.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
I
and
never
this is
thought
one
of
of the
that.
reasons that they had to have estates, because you're sovereign, like the king, right, and say, you have this land.
oh,
It is your responsibility to raise
Right, it might
with
go out of rotation.
this many fighting men.
A bit like
You are a warrior. Those
I
estates
know,
will
like
support
Twitter
you
text
to manage them correctly, to maintain your military.
that
It's almost a definition of
extremely
feudal.
valuable.
It's almost a definition of feudal.
It totally
You
is.
don't work,
Yeah.
you don't work, and you get a lot of money, and you
Yes.
have
okay, I
to
want to
be
make
the
sure the
one
chagrin's
who's
not.
Have you ever seen the
No,
James
it's pretty
Byrne books library that
I mean, they
have
say
the
that-
Salius, and they
That's why
You're
take
definitely
that
This
as
responsible
a
for
rotation.
that.
I was holding
years.
this sword and an 1853 Tiffany saber, which, so Tiffany
Yeah.
like made all these weapons too, like the stained glass and jewelry makers, and that was the sword. It's not the sword, but it's the same model of sword by Tiffany that Abraham Lincoln wore at the Gettysburg Address. And Marshall Lincoln wore Tiffany earrings. Had it. Well,
This one does.
Abe had the
Male
Tiffany
jewelry?
saber. Yeah. And so I was like, 1796 with the Tiffany. Yeah, I'll bring it 1796.
A lot of
Is it
similar.
alright that I'm on this side?
Yeah.
Okay.
It
And roughly what grade is that? Mid
So these would be somewhere between like 14 and 18.
Okay, that tracks.
Yep.
I was
So
like,
actually, if you look at the newer woodcuts,
I've
the
seen
night death and the devil, the night in that newer is all woodcuts.
how are you?
So I would just pick it up
Yeah.
and set it on.
Okay.
Yep. And you can stick your hand through the leather down there.
The leather's not original.
No, the leather's not original.
It's like, yeah. Like a split, probably 300 grand.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
It's not a firearm.
and it is so rigid. Like that blade geometry is.
Are you going to the?
Yeah.
It's both like firearms, but also like the heavier arms.
I got mine.
It doesn't Molina. This is pretty.
Part of the really expensive thing.
So you have the flex here, but it doesn't move side to side.
The
It
great
just
thing
compresses
about
it.
Yeah.
So you're kind of stuck.
Well, I tend to hit what I shoot. And I'm not, I don't have like,
This handles exactly like
the sabers
they're using in the tournament.
Sure.
I think that
Did you handle having an antique saber?
Merchant
Chief.
Yeah,
He has a fat saber, like a chunky saber. But it like that.
I've got U.S. cavalry sabers, and they're all notoriously known for being bad sabers, and they're still better than like
Oh, yeah.
English
I
sabers.
was gonna say, but handle Kevin's fencing saber that's a whitewood saber tonight. Or just, pop into his head. Do that. You're like, wait, that's what they're supposed to feel like?
or you could line up 10 yahoos and give them a firearm.
Yeah, you can just chuck 'em back
aim
down
in
there.
that direction and fire a volley.
Right.
Awesome stuff.
Which isn't that hard to
Awesome.
do.
Yeah, I'm excited.
A little bit of stuff.
I want to see what everybody change a lot of the, how you, again, how you handle them.
Thank you for giving me talk in the background of all this. It's so fun.
I'm so happy to. Like,
I mean, if you think
it's
about
kind of
it,
interesting.
the field
Like, I was a college
is
professor.
connected to a weapon.
It's
And
nice to be able to
arguably,
give a
Talk.
the Republic of the period after that, this coming after that, is also that. Did you see that? Because the American Second Amendment is based on the English Statement of Rights of 1689. And when they forced that on William, forced him to sign it, they were saying they were protecting the ancient rights. So there's kind of this idea
So is it right when you come up the
that
stairs?
it almost seems like, well, when the yeoman becomes a real threat to the knight, then you change, you sort of take on the foundation of
Oh, okay.
and you've enabled a different kind of, so it's because there's still a social contract. The difference is the social contract now is that everything instead of the social contract is the night will all pay for a night. So I kind of think there's something about that where it's
He has the whole picture
the national security, the basis of national security is driving something.
He has something like that. It's not
Something that goes way beyond that.
Well, and like, there's also like, to consider the identity. Tighter locales.
But if I have to wear
Kind of thing up into approaching,
And you also see, I mean, the Declaration of Independence.
So I was totally looking, I was like, something down there, and I was like, I couldn't find anything.
like, yes, it's always
The argument that he constantly
sure someone might take a
first thing is the Declaration of Independence of the Declaration of Independence. He starts off And so what he does is he says, so because the argument, the strongest argument you have for the legitimacy of evolution, so that's what it is, well, since the king is God's man, it doesn't matter. God will remove anything.
And this is just because
So
the
your
U.S.
revolt
federal
is
government
illegitimate. It doesn't matter. Okay, fine. We'll just grant it. It doesn't matter. So what he said, for all of his doctrines, what he says, right? All men are created equal. That's God.
We have
And endowed with the right of him now the point is you're saying he's refuting the idea that you will run against God because the Christ
I'm super curious. I really want to know. Yeah. Because we went to the botanical garden at the university as like this got.
well, what are you doing? You're undermining
I assume it's after.
you're really like making an action.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah.
That's actually I don't remember having one. That's kind of a fun thing. So how much is the social structure being driven by how expensive it is to do?
Oh, thank you.
I don't know. Oh, I'm sure there are a lot of them, but it's kind of fun to work it out yourself, right? You go, well, what makes sense based on what Jefferson wrote this stuff. What's he going at?
Yes.
Come on, you can find it.
I don't deal. What are you doing, man?
I mean, he's kind of saying that and he doesn't have to undermine it totally, but he's kind of saying, well, maybe if the king was really very violent, in Chinese terms, he's lost the mandate of heaven because he broke
There's a
his
gauntlet
duty.
at Higgins, or maybe at Cleveland, but you can actually see on it where, where the lance came through the arm, and then it was repaired over it. Like, you must have been riding, like, just hit it straight through. And then we have a piece from a little bit before this period, which is thigh armor, and it's like super ornate, and from the outside, it looks pretty normal until you look closely, and there's totally a hole in it, of like about this big, that was repaired super carefully, so even all the decoration and stuff is there, and it's got lined rivets on it so you can see them, but something went and then it was repaired. So the guy probably lived. It's his armor. Right?
Question
like, armor's
is,
like this.
what had that kind of penetration into armor?
Like maybe like a crossbow or something like that. Or
some other stuff that I've done. Like
even maybe some kind of a war pick. Somebody if he was mounted would have been there. Someone.
Have you seen the guys, I remember their channel, created, they got armors, they recreated the idea of whole, I think both of them are Vesper sabers, and they recreated the scene about two people, fencing for the, it's,
If you want to show
they have full armor, and they put a lot of scenarios what will
mostly
happen.
because this chair is really
And
cozy.
it's impressive how arrows just bounce.
Oh yeah.
Completely.
Oh, totally. Yes, that's Todd in the right. Is that Todd in the UK and Matt Easton? Yep. Yep. I think it's Todd. Yeah. I know. It's so crazy.
I'm not gonna handle. I'm more of a looking person. Broken too many things.
Yeah, totally. Or a really small dagger.
Exactly.
Right.
Which go from the outside to the inside, or just holes all over the piece, just having a patch. And you can see them here, where the same colorway, because they're just like
Had fun. Balance everything.
just with digital therapy. So
They're allowed to take pictures?
No, I didn't.
No? Or are we allowed?
I did gas out on my last one, so I don't feel like I get the last guy in my car, but
It's been a long day.
Nice.
So yeah, you can see the ship zoom because of temperature.
Yeah.
Because most of the work was in the telecom industry.
Okay.
And that was one of the things that was deal with the temperature change.
Sure.
But okay.
Yeah,
So
no,
you
I,
usually
the-
photographic reconstruction.
Yeah, I'm the director of visual imaging management and 3D animation at Manuscripts.
Oh,
So I lead all of their advanced imaging.
They must not have been expecting their fights to last very long.
That's cool. We're doing
Yeah,
I assume we'll be
Well, someone's not ready.
one of these very
They had a real speed.
based where you draw gestures and lines and you have collections that have shape-wise. It's usually fully interactive in a new way. Super thinking about
Oh yeah.
we're going to do a next generation of that.
We had adventures last night.
Did
Did you see that fog? Oh my god, it was literally rain. Like we were out against Russia, there's like your beach is full of this fog machine, like lights, strobe lights and everything. I could not see and we just kind of found a different place. It was insane. So yeah, we'll be fine. We're gonna send actually all of our people. Because everybody broke off, because the Robo guys are up there.
Yeah, but we're really good.
But they're still like,
What did you guys do?
yeah, like you picked up
Rather go somewhere else if I'm gonna sit down.
Are you looking for gloves?
Yes, but actually they told me there's a line.
Okay.
I just want to see.
Someone's dying. But yeah.
They want to be. They want to be there. That's cool.
But yeah, that's something that looks just sick.
It looks amazing.
I want to show up like that and cut down some French peasants.
Yeah. It doesn't look like it's fencing. It looks like it's been killing peasants.
Yeah.
But it's light enough that like it moves in your hand. You're like, oh, I can knock its arm off.
We're planning on trying to use
Yeah, you held it.
Yeah, that thing is the screams I want to learn to do Fabris things.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that's why the Germans do Fabris.
That's German, right?
Yeah, that's probably.
It looks nice.
See,
The blade is quite wide.
I don't like it in that it wants to do Fabris and I don't want to do Fabris.
Fabric, that's easy.
Yeah, I know. But like I pick it up, I can't complain about it because I'm like, this is low made.
That dagger is like a little, like an exact little version of the dagger's like.
Exactly. Itty bitty dagger. They also have a bundle down there that like makes me because it's a murder spike.
Yeah, that's a murder spike.
Like,
That
will-
just for killing people.
yeah, that's for murdering people who are wearing chain.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh yeah, you can put it in your know about like finger.
A couple fingers.
Like no. And then I held it and like looked at it in my eyeball, and I'm like, I would be able to see that going through my visor. Nope.
Yeah, it does.
I don't like that.
I don't love it.
Yeah.
Brings me joy.
Same with the rapiers, it's super fun. First time someone actually points one at you that doesn't have a blunt, you're like, where'd the sword go? Oh, I just distance. Like,
Yeah.
You touch distance on this.
no, but you know, like, it's still disappearing, especially if it's dark.
Yeah.
It's cool because they're not the problems with how
So
that one.